Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
everyone.
Hey, Andrea. How's it going?
Good. Good.
So, yeah, welcome to OpenLab. It's a special evening edition. So wherever you're catching us from, either Facebook or YouTube, feel free to comment in the comments section and we'll see it. Thanks for staying up late with us. So as you know, we always do a Roadhouse reference. Normally that's Kim. She's not going to be with us tonight, unfortunately, but we do have a truly momentous announcement regarding Roadhouse for all of you. So, you know what? I'm just going to let Andrea make the announcement. Andrea, go ahead.
I finally watched Roadhouse. Finally. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And it was a treat, just like you promised.
Did it live up to your expectations?
It was so good. It did, and more. And more. Oh my gosh, there's so much action.
Oh yeah. Yep, it's a classic for a reason.
Yep. Yeah, so, it's a really good classic. It was so great. I don't know what my favorite part was. I think the end, honestly, like when I don't want to give it away. I can't give it away, but I love how it ends. It was great.
Yeah, it's perfect. Perfect ending. You know, it ends like any B movie ought to end, I think.
It does. So. It does. I love it.
So we have a special guest. Let me just bring him onto the screen. Oh, wait. They're not here yet.
Oh, no. Not here yet.
So there's a little joke there. There may have been a time issue since they're in another country. So we're thinking that the timing was off as far as what time they thought it was supposed to be. So we won't have our guests yet. We're hoping they'll join at some point during OpenLab. So we'll take it as far as we can, but we may have to reschedule. So when we do that, that's when we will do the drawing. They have a great gift, right?
Yeah, it's a great gift. If you're tuning in, oh my gosh, it's a great gift.
So yeah, if he doesn't show up tonight, then we'll reschedule and do another evening edition. But so we'll hold off on that. So this might be a short episode. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But so anyway, I guess we can just jump into some Amazon news.
Some Amazon news. Oh, there was a strange news update. Strange news update.
Yeah, lots of people not happy about this.
No. So Amazon is adding a 5% surcharge to all FBA fulfillment fees across the board starting April 28th. So that's not fun.
So that's just that's going to be FBA fulfillment fees, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, FBA fulfillment fees. So it's going to go up 5% across the board. And that starts, April 28th. So it's coming up, it's going to be soon. But Amazon didn't really announce this. They kind of just stuck it onto a little help article and left it at that. So
yeah, we just kind of found out about it just by happenstance, really. Checked out the fees, and I guess what would help, I could share the screen so you can see that. So you can see it on the fulfillment fees channel here now, and there it is right there. 5% fuel and inflation charge. Subject to change. I like that little caveat right there.
Yeah, that's the best caveat, subject to change. Oh, man.
Yeah, we've only gotten a couple of cases about that in support, so not really sure how many people are aware of it, but it's coming for sure.
Yeah, and we're working to have this added before then. So products you can source the go live after will show the correct profit. So it's on our radar, just so you know.
I'm getting the next
We'll be adding that
story ready for you. We're a little bit out of sorts because we were expecting a whole different agenda, but we'll make the best of it.
That's fine. We'll make it work.
All right, let me pop this back in there. There we go.
Prime Day. Who's ready for Prime Day?
It's coming up.
Yep. Yeah, 2022. So they have a guesstimate when it will be, even, because it hasn't been announced yet.
Yeah.
But experts are saying that it's going to be most likely July 11th or July 18th. Yeah. And that's because they're basing this off of usually Prime Day is 24 days after the cutoff date for FBA, fulfillment for your stuff to get to the fulfillment centers. And on March 2nd, Amazon posted on its Seller Central online community saying that FBA cutoff date will be June 20th. So that's how they figure out what the possible date is for Prime Day. So they're thinking it's going to be July 11th or July 18th. So get ready for that. It's always a gamble. It is always a gamble, yeah. One that they had last year was it was June 21st through 22nd, because it's 2 days, and that's the earliest they've ever had it. So since they're having, since they're telling you that you need to have your stuff in the fulfillment center by June 20th, it's got to be sometime in July, most likely, is what they're saying. And
it's a 70% probability.
Yep, 70%. I'd say that's good.
Hey, Ruth, thanks for joining us. We started to disappoint. Our guest isn't here, so we're probably going to have to reschedule to give away the great prize they have from BQool. So we think there was a time zone issue. They're in a different country, so easy to make that mistake. So, but we'll fill in the time as much as we can here. Going through some news right now, so.
Yeah. Prime Day, baby.
All right, let's do my favorite. I think we all know what that is. Tales from support.
Ooh.
So we recently received a case about an error opening a file for writing. It was a Windows issue. It was a C program files, IL print message when trying to install IL print. And the issue was the antivirus software on their Windows machine that was causing an issue. So if you're having issues or getting strange errors installing IL print, open up a ticket with support, and we've got an article that'll help you go through several tips to get that through the antivirus software. It's really just an odd error. I'm not sure I've seen it before, but
yeah, no, it is really weird. Strange.
I wish I'd had some screenshots for you, but I don't have those ready. I wasn't, again, we apologize that we're not really ready for this because we had another show totally planned. So we're kind of flying by the seat of our pants here for a few minutes. So most likely we're just going to have to reschedule, I think. So, I mean, we don't have much. So if you have any Q&A, have any questions about anything, might as well jump right into to Q&A. So put those questions in the comments field and answer any questions you might have. Ben, good evening. If you missed it, Ben, our guest is not here yet, so we're kind of playing it by ear. Hopefully they'll show up before the end and we'll continue on. But if not, we'll reschedule so that they can do that giveaway, which is going to be awesome, and then go through the updates to their BQool Repricer. So, all right. Well, Ruth has a question, so let's jump right into that.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a question for you. When I buy inventory in larger quantities from a wholesaler for sale, both FBA and FBM, I don't really want to link it to a specific SKU, but just ASIN. Is there a way of doing that? If you're going to link it to a listing in Amazon, you have to have an MSKU. You don't necessarily have to. Let me just show my screen here. You don't have to link it to anything in Seller Central, though. You can put it in your unlisted inventory. And what you do is you just add an item, and you can just enter the details manually. And when you do that, you can call it whatever name you want. You can give it an MSKU here. So you do need an MSKU here, but you don't have to tie it to an ASIN. I'm not sure. That's a good question. I'm not sure if you can then list from here. Kind of stumped me on this one. I'm thinking through it as I'm thinking about your question.
Yeah, same. I'm just like,
Oh, you know what? Why don't we just we'll just try it and
let's try it out.
It works. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blue Sky Planner. Let's have an MSKU. So we'll just do my MSKU. Let's see, don't have an expiration date. It's new. My cost, maybe it's $4. And I'm going to say I want this to go to FBA, so I'm going to tag it that way. I'm just going to add that. And when it shows up here on your unlisted, it does not have an image, because the images come from the listing itself. So if I go over to my list and prep page, see if I can put it in there. I'm going to search Blue Sky. And so I have this one, but I can also use this one. Now, if I use that MSKU, it won't let me change it. So yeah, you have to have an MSKU regardless if you're doing it unlisted or FBA or FBM. So if you're going to link it to an ASIN, you do have to have an MSKU, and that's the way you generate an FNSKU anyway. So no way that I know of. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only way.
But good news, Samuel is here. Let's bring Samuel in, and we'll get this show started. Hey, Samuel, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, Jeff?
Hey.
Hi, what's up? Hey, Andrea, good to see you guys.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, we I guess the time difference, there's some the different time zone and with daylight savings kicking in.
That's what we were wondering.
Yeah, but we're happy we're here, so I'm going to be having my breakfast here together.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm having coffee too, but it's my late night coffee.
And I do appreciate you guys doing this later than usual. Yeah, I know you guys do this regularly, and it's such an honor, and we're happy to be here.
Yeah, happy to have you,
Samuel. Yeah, super.
Pretty exciting update. Yeah, BQool. But hey, before we get into that, can you give us a little bit of info about BQool itself?
Yeah, absolutely.
Intro.
So BQool was created in around 2011. Not close to the time when Inventory Lab was created, and we're active in 50 different countries. And BQool is also in the Amazon Marketplace Development Council, just like Inventory Lab is. Yeah, so we get audited by Amazon on regular basis, and we collect billions of data points, and we have helped people reprice over $1 billion. And we have, in the past till now, we have over 100,000 Amazon sellers that have used BQool. Yeah, so we're active in 9 different marketplaces.
Wow.
And yeah, we're in the business of repricing.
Yeah. Sounds like you do a lot of it. That's a lot.
I love to hear it.
Yeah, it's a lot of data points you get, and then you reprice based on all these different variables. Especially we're using AI as well, to help get better performance. Yeah,
gotcha.
And reprice more than just algorithmic rule base. Yeah.
So for the people that don't have one, some of our users, they may not have a repricer. Maybe they're fairly new to this, or maybe they've been in it for a while and they just do everything manually. Why do you need a repricer for your Amazon business?
That's a good question. Well, when you look on Amazon, if you go to any Amazon listing, and not every Amazon has a buy box, but most of them do, and over 80% of the sales come from the buy box. So the way, like I used to sell on eBay, and you have different listings on eBay or on different platforms, but on Amazon, there's only one listing and there's only one ASIN. And then so you need to be able to get the buy box, and it rotates between different sellers. So it works a little bit different than other e-commerce platforms. So in order for you to have the buy box, you can have the sales. If you don't have the buy box, you're not going to get any sales. In most cases, yeah, 80% of the time.
And so what exactly is a repricer, and what can that do for your business?
So Repricer, it's a tool that helps Amazon sellers changes their price on their behalf. So it automates the repricing, and you set like a min and also a max price. And this is going to help you safeguard. So it's going to protect your profits. You're not going to reprice below your main, and the price is going to fluctuate in between your min and your max prices. So the goal, of course, is to maximize the total amount of net profits. Yeah. So it's not always the case you want to reprice the lowest. In some case, you do want to keep your price. It really depends on the listing. Depend on the bestseller rank. It depends on are there other offers, and there's so many different variables as well. Because when you're selling a product, you're not selling unless you're doing private label. Then you're going to spend money on advertising. But in most cases, if you're doing online arbitrage or retail arbitrage, there's going to be other competitors on there. Yeah, they're looking at the same material. They're going to the same stores. But there's the market is big enough, so there's a lot of different sellers.
Very true.
Why do you need a BQool repricer?
So
all the options.
For a BQool repricer, the difference is we have both AI and also algorithmic rules. So the difference, and I can just, if I can, I'm going to share my screen if you don't,
you bet.
If you don't mind. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen here. Give me one sec. I'm just going to open up a tab so you can see. Let me just pull this out here.
I can take this time to let our listeners know too to win the swag tonight.
There you go.
Drop a comment. Yeah, drop a comment and do hashtag BQool to get entered into this into our swag contest tonight. It's a super special one. We're really excited. So
yeah, this is going to be awesome.
It's going to be great. Just drop it in the comments there.
If you see my screen here, I'm just going to show you the difference between algorithmic and the rule base, and how is it different. Okay, so this is rule base. Rule base, there's 5 preset rules, and 2 of these they target more for pricing. These 3, they're more for profits. But the difference is, okay, if you look at the rule type, so I'm just going to pick any of the rule here. I'm going to do target lowest price, and here you're going to see that there's a lot of options you can select. You can select who you want to compete against. For example, if you just want to compete against other FBA sellers, if you want to exclude certain non-featured sellers who cannot win the buy box. You could also exclude sellers who don't have very good feedback. You could exclude, sellers that lower than an 80% feedback. You could also exclude sellers who are relatively new if you're an experienced seller. And then you can go to next. And then here you can see what happens when you get the buy box. And then once you get the buy box, you could either raise your price or lower your price. And also when there's new competitors that come in, you can set how to do this. And this is set manually. Now the difference when you use the AI is that a lot of these settings are done for you automatically. Like we will for the manual, you need to decide how much are you going to go down by in order to win the buy box. But for AI, it's based on how much sales you want, how much profit you want, and then it would adjust accordingly, and it would give you the maximized sales or maximize profits depending on what you want to do, depending on these choices. And for our AI, the way that it works, I'll just show you a quick graph here. Give me a second here. And then basically,
most repricers, don't they use like one method or the other? So this is pretty unique where you're kind of combining both methods.
Yeah, you could use both AI powered or rule based. There's very limited number of repricers that actually use AI. And the difference, of course, for the AI is you have a centralized, like the way our AI works is you have a centralized learning model, which takes all the different variables. There's so many different variables that goes into getting the buy box. Your shipping, whether you're a professional seller or not. Also, what's your fulfillment way? And we've kind of identified, the top three variables is definitely what kind of seller type you are. Also, where are you shipping from? And again, also the price. So we know which factors are more important. And then we put more weight on those factors. And then so we have a centralized model, which is based on all of the listings on Amazon. And then we also have an account base. So the difference between us is we have an account base. So for every ASIN, once you start repricing, we learn from all the other competitors that are entering. And then because this is a scenario, okay? Like let's say you're selling. Let me see what I have. Let's say you're selling a mouse. All right. And then let's say you're selling a branded mouse, maybe a Logitech mouse. Let's say you went to Target or Walmart and then you got it for like $5.99 and you're listing it for maybe $20.99. So that's roughly maybe about a 30% ROI. And then you have 5 more competitors that come in, but each competitor is different. So not all competitors are the same. Some may be FBA sellers like you. Others could be FBM with low feedback. So we want to compete just with the ones that are competitive. And that's where that AI comes in place. It would take a look at, who is competing against me, how much price could I lower by to win the buy box? And then after I win the buy box, how much money should I raise it up? Yeah, so that's the difference. Yeah, so that's what it is. Yeah.
Interesting.
So that's where the AI comes in place. And then we also have something that's new, which you can see on the screen, which is called conditional repricing. So that's something that we'll be talking about in a little bit. So this is something that we just released. It's just fresh off. What's the term? It's like fresh off the plate.
Fresh off
the grill.
Yeah, fresh off the grill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just announced that recently too. So very
yesterday,
new.
Right?
Yeah, we just announced it just yesterday. Yeah.
Yesterday.
So like we're excited about it. We have a lot of good feedback. It's already working. It's in the system now. So the way conditional repricing, what it is it's a combination, right? Like what's the benefit for people using conditional repricing is, like everyone around you is improving, so you don't want to be left behind.
Right.
And with conditional repricing, you can have this advanced automation, which allows you to switch between rules. Okay, so you can switch between an AI rule. You can switch between an algorithmic rule triggered by certain conditions. And some people call it workflow. Some people call it, automation. But what it is when there's certain conditions, certain triggers happen, it can automate that. It can automate the switch between. And another benefit is it can also lower your min prices and raise the min prices as well. And for sellers, what that means is, let's say a product is not selling. It's not selling for 90 days. It's in your inventory. All right, you see that in your inventory, it's still there for 90 days. Well, you might need to make some adjustments. And before, you might need to look at that manually, and then you make the adjustments. But now you can preset it. You can now say, okay, if it happens at 90 days. And here, let me just show you an example here.
Sure.
So if I look at my inventory age condition, so basically there's 5 new rules that we provide. And these rules are conditional repricing. And you could use both AI and algorithmic, and you could use them in combination. You could use them together. And there's 2 advanced ones here. And then there's, just to give you a quick overview, I'm just going to use the advanced to give you guys an umbrella structure. So basically, there's 3 types of conditions. Yeah, just to make it simple for everybody to learn. You have your inventory age, your stock, and these are related to stock. So that would be the inventory age. That would be your sell-through rate, especially useful if you're a private label. And then there's also days of supply, how many days of supply based on, and Amazon calculates this, based on the current stock that you have. And then there's also the estimated excess, the estimated long-term storage fees, and the estimated long-term storage units. And those are related all to your stock, all related to your inventory. So this is very related to Inventory Lab. And then we also have the other type, which is based on your sales and also your units. So these are the ones that are more sales oriented, and this is the units sold, the units sold percentages, and then there's also the available quantity. And then the other one, the last type is the pricing. So based on your if your listing is not in the buy box, maybe your listing's at the min price, or maybe the listing's at the lowest price on that listing. So those are based on pricing, and I can share with you some real life scenarios, some pain points that sellers are facing.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, some examples for because I see there's several people in the chat that wanted to learn more about repricers as a whole. So this is perfect timing for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking at the chat right now as well. And then I'm just looking at, there's a lot of people. Okay. All right. I'm looking at the inventory. Let's see. I'm looking at the questions here as well. And definitely some of the scenarios. Okay. I'm going to tell you about a scenario, and this happens to everybody. So for example, maybe you went out and you went and purchased some stock. And this is one of your best sellers. Okay, so maybe let's say you go out and you get phone cases. Maybe you get a camera case. You get a cell phone case. All right, so this item is your best seller, cell phone case, a plastic cell phone case. You get it from your supplier for maybe $2.99. You're selling it for $16.99, around a 35%, 40% ROI. But what happens is usually maybe you sell this item, you sell per month, you sell maybe 30 of them. But this month, you've only sold 15. So your sales for your best seller has decreased by 50%.
Right.
What do you do? Right. What do you do? So you can do something about it. Yeah, usually, if your sales is not working, that contributes to your finances, right?
Right.
And then it's important because if you don't have the cash that comes in, you're unable to invest in other products that you see, or maybe you saw a good deal on the internet, but you want to be able to free up the cash to get that. But in this specific case, if your sales decrease by 50%. What you can do in the software here, I'm just going to show you. You can go to when, And then under here, you could go to the units sold percentage. Actually, no, go to sales percentage decrease. So you could decide by units sold or by sales percentage. And then we're going to pick sales percentage for the last 30 days. And here I save it. And then here I can go, it's decreased by 50%. Okay. So in our repricer now, what you can do, maybe you got it for a 35%. I was saying about this case, your ROI is about 35% to 40%. You might need to lower that ROI maybe to 25% in order for you to sell that product out, in order to get that sales in. You could also, what you could also do, and you might not always need to sell it out, because you might look at the listing. You can look at the competitor analysis, and I can show you what that looks like as well. Let me just show you what that looks like. Give me 1 second here. Let me just share with you here. So I'm going to go to another. I'm going to do a test site so you could actually see some competitive, do some competitive analysis here.
Oh, cool.
All right. Yeah. So if I'm in my active listings, and this is what our interface looks like, and of course, one of the very important things is we integrate with Inventory Lab. So we definitely need to show everybody where that setting is as well. Yeah, for all the Inventory Lab users, you could definitely enjoy both software's close strategic partnerships, and we love working with Inventory Lab. So just to finish what it is, you can come here, you go to the competitor analysis, and this would show you all the competitors on that listing. And then I'm just going to put, I don't think it's going to work because this is a test site. But what you would normally see is you would see maybe 4 or 5 other competitors on here. And then what you want to do, right? If you're using BQool repricing and your sales have decreased by 50%, you first go see who that competitor is, who's taking your sales, right? You could go to the competitor analysis. Now, if you see that, this competitor is not really, is not a big competitor, then you can let him sell out. And then maybe, it's a false alarm. But if you see that this competitor is, let's say this is the seller type, is an FBA seller. Let's say his positive rating, his total ratings, he has a positive rating of 99%, and he has total ratings of over like 5,000. So he's a strong competitor. He's a strong competitor. And if his price is very similar, very close to you, then you might need to go and adjust the prices. And this is where you can adjust that min price. But if it's someone that you don't really have to worry about, then you don't really have to do much. You could also change the rule. You can make it to a more aggressive rule, like the AI Sales Maximizer. I wouldn't go to that extreme. AI Sales Maximizer is going to put you closer to your min price because it wants to get you more sales. What I probably would put, I would put it to maybe Sales Booster. And then I'm going to check my result. And then I can set a lot more conditions. So that's just one, right? I could also add another condition. And this is like the units sold. So the units sold in the last 7 days, let's say, is equal to 0. Or actually, no, because let's say it's less than 3. So let's say normally in 1 week, I usually sell maybe 6 units or 7 units. But now I've only sold 3. So that's definitely going to affect my business, and I want to take care of things. So I gotta go in and I gotta do that. And that's a very realistic scenario that many sellers face. And it is competitive. There's many reasons why you could have lost 50% of your sales. But definitely we have a solution for you.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about that integration.
Yeah, absolutely. So for the integration, let me just show you where we integrate. And so I'm gonna go to my listing here, and for BQool and the active listing, you can go to the settings here. I'm just gonna do this slowly so everyone can see. So I'm in the settings here, and I can click on General. And then in General here, there's a little toggle here. So you just need to toggle that on, and this would turn the integration on the BQool side. So we have the integration turned on the BQool side, and you can synchronize your current costs, your average costs, or your highest costs. And then if we were doing this through, just give me 1 second here. I'm just going to open up this presentation here. Yeah, so just give me 1 sec while you guys all take a look at that. And I'm just going to show you what it looks like in the inventory lab side of things.
Oh,
so
okay.
let me just go into, let me just share my presentation here. So let me share my presentation. Give me a second here.
Sure.
Let's see if we can share another screen here, another window. All right, and here we go. All right, so everyone can see my screen. So this is if you're in inventory lab. The first step, you can go to the settings part, and then you can go to the integration part. And in the integration, we synchronize with inventory lab every 12 hours, and that's twice a day. And there's very, very good support articles in inventory lab that shows you the steps you need to do. And then this is where you could do the integration with the repricer, and you can toggle that on. So when that is on, and then also in BQool, when that is on, then the synchronize will happen. And you can usually maybe wait. You can wait maybe the first time you synchronize, you can wait maybe for about 6 to 12 hours in some cases. In most cases, it will have already synchronized by then, really depending on how many listings. And another very, very cool part of integrating with inventory lab is you're able to upload the min and max prices. And then let me just show you that inside BQool, and I can also show you that in the inventory lab as well. Yeah, so let me just show you that. Hold on 1 second here. I'm gonna just share my other screen here. So when I go to our repricer, there's an upload file, and then under the upload file, you can find there's a IL closed batch report, and then you can actually upload this. And then if you look at my desktop here, it's a beautiful picture of Oregon. I don't think everyone can see my desktop yet. So let me stop sharing, and then I'm going to share my desktop here. And then on my desktop here, you guys could all see the beautiful, if this is where you're from. I think this is in what, Oregon, maybe? This is very famous scenery. And then
yeah, I'm from Oregon. We don't see the desktop though.
Oh, you don't see the desktop? Okay.
No.
Okay, 1 second here. Okay, let me stop sharing there. Okay. Yeah, I got to get more familiar with this software here. Yeah, and then so anyway, what you can do if you were in inventory lab, and then let me just go into inventory lab here so everyone could see. Let me share my screen now. 1 second. All right. Okay. All right. So this is inventory lab, and yeah, you guys are familiar with this. And you could actually include your min and max prices into BQool. And then the way to do it, let's say you go to a list, and then under a list, there's closed batches. And when you click on the closed batches, you can click on your closed batch here, and then you can go to export. And then under export, oh, this is awesome. I'm loving this.
That's us.
You guys, I love the software. So you could actually export the BQool Repricer Central, and this is gonna. You can put a name for that as well. And yeah, and then
you can just click on either Facebook or YouTube, and it'll.
Okay, I like that. I like that. And then you can call this for a specific a name, and you can save that. And then once you have that file, then you go back into BQool, and then you could upload it in, and you could upload it, and then your min and your max, they're going to appear there as well. Yeah, so it's a great integration, and we were one of the first strategic partners to integrate with inventory lab. So this is a long-standing partnerships that we have worked on, and we appreciate this ease and this convenience for all the different Amazon sellers from using both inventory lab and also BQool as well.
Yeah, you guys were the first actually integration partner, so we appreciate your history with us as well. So
Yeah. So why need conditional repricing? Like what can conditional repricing do for Inventory Lab users?
For Inventory Lab users, I think a lot of time, like your inventory could be longer than 90 days and you're not selling units out and it's stuck. It's kind of like dead stock. And, Amazon, I don't want to go on about Amazon, but they just raised the prices again for our dear users.
Yep.
It's ridiculous. It's not fair. It's ridiculous, right? Like, like they're passing on, the cost to our users and they're charging so much for advertising as well. But on April 15th, that's tomorrow, Amazon, they have a new news update. You guys are probably familiar already, but basically, if you have products that haven't sold for 6 months, if you have products that are in long-term storage, which that means it's over 12 months, then they're going to automatically remove your product for you. Yeah, without your permission, unless you opt out, right? So
that's the thing with Amazon. You have to opt out every time because if you don't see that, it's going to happen. So yeah, it's kind of sneaky how they do that.
It's kind of sneaky, and there's good reason for that, right? Like I looked at the Amazon annual report, like I was reading for the annual report, and like they're losing a lot of money for the fulfillment centers. And also, so this fulfillment part of their business, they're losing tons of money, believe it or not. Yeah, believe it or not.
Wow.
Where they're making the money is the advertising. That's where they're making, and they made about $30 billion on advertising, and that covers over all their losses. And for their fulfillment centers, they're losing money. So Amazon doesn't want to just be your storehouse. They want to do fulfillment because every time they do fulfillment, then they're going to charge you that 15%. There's the listing fee, all those other fees they can charge you, and then so they don't want to be a storehouse there, and then they also want to make space, right? So Prime Day is coming up, and that's going to be probably, I don't know, maybe last year was June 15th, but now it might be July 15th. But just to come back to your question about why does this matter for Inventory Lab users? So what you can do in using our Repricer here, I'm just going to share my screen here, is for the for the people who have this inventory issue here, right? For the inventory issue, you can go into the conditional repricing here, and then I'm going to there's one called inventory age conditions. And inventory age condition, and this is, let's say if you have like overstock, or maybe you have aging inventory that aren't selling, right? So that's a problem because if you aren't selling the product, you're not getting any cash back for it, and then then it's going to be hard for you to get more products to send into Amazon because your cash flow is all tied up. So from some of the largest sellers, from like 6-figure, 7-figure sellers, their recommendation for this is, let's say if your stock hasn't sold for maybe 90 days, they're very likely going to drop the price there. Yeah, so they're going to go 61 to 90 days. Actually, we're going to do 91 to 180 days. And then you can set the rule plus min price. You can put it into a much more aggressive rule like the sales booster. And you can reset your ROI. You might even have to set it to 0 just to break even. Yeah, because you aren't selling any products. Of course, this is under the assumption that you haven't sold any units. So you do also want to make sure to select units sold 14 days. And then this means that you haven't sold, very little units. You could put it to even equal to 0. And then you can set that for, your different inventory age. Yeah, it could be, it could be 0 to 30 days. Maybe you could put it on a more profit-driven rule. For 31 to 60 days, it could be a profit booster, which is also another profit-driven. So if you look at this, right, this kind of is, it starts from 0 to 30 days. and then you set it on a specific rule that's more focused on profit. And as your product ages and as it's starting to incur more storage fees, like one of the examples I could think of is, let's say if I had a water bottle, a branded water bottle, and then I have it in my storage, and so I'm getting charged about 5 cents for that per month for the storage. And let's say I have 100 of them. So it doesn't seem like a lot, 5 cents. But if you add it up, it's 100 of them, that would be like $5 a month. But then once it goes in, once it passes 12 months, then it becomes 15 cents. Yeah. And then so that's a lot, that's a lot more money than you expect. That's like $15 a month. And if you have 10 items, that's $150 a month. And this is just money just dripping out of your pockets. And it's just taking it's just going from your Amazon account. So in that case, I'm just going to show you, what happens. Let's say if your product is starting to incur long-term storage fees. So, what can you do about that, right? And then what you could do, you could add the new rule here. And then under the conditional repricing, you can go to the FBA advanced conditions, and we can call this excess inventory, long-term storage fees. Okay. And then this is really interesting, Jeff. I don't know, but you guys work with a lot of large sellers as well. I want to ask you the question, you and Andrea, I want to ask you guys, like, how much money do you think large sellers, large 6-figure, 7-figure sellers, how much money are they willing to pay in excess long-term storage cost? Yeah, that's a question out for you guys. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it could be different for everybody. But I asked the same question. I asked this question to an 8-figure seller just a few days ago. And then the answer kind of shocked me. It kind of shocked me. The answer they said was 0. They don't want to pay another penny. They don't want to pay another penny on long-term storage fees. And the reason is they're already getting charged all of those fees. So they don't want to pay another penny. So a lot of the sellers, they're very intelligent. They're very smart. That's why they're doing this on a full-time basis. So what you could do using the conditional repricing in that specific scenario is when you're incurring long-term storage fees, you can go to the estimated excess, and then you can put this equal greater than 0. And then you could add another or condition. So this is or. When this happens, then or this happens, or this happens. And it's kind of like a three-peat here. So you could actually put the estimated long-term storage fees if it's greater than 0. And then you could add another one. And this is when the estimated long-term storage units, it's greater than 0. And then the strategy we would recommend you is to, put it on a very aggressive rule to get rid of that product, because you don't want to be incurring long-term storage fees. And it can also reset your ROI. Yeah. So this is what you can do with the long-term storage fees. Yeah. And this is how to combat, if you have inventory that's been for a very, very long time, and it's incurring you all these extra expenses that it's unforeseeable. Yeah. And it's not fair, because Amazon, they kind of, they can raise their prices, and they can pass those prices to the seller. So you need to be able to adjust to that, and adjust to what's happening out there.
Yeah, it's a pretty cumbersome process to find out which ones are going to be up next for, the next long-term storage. And you can't really, in Seller Central, you can't really add it up easy enough to give yourself a good idea. So you usually don't know until you get that settlement report. And now you have several $100s in long-term storage fees, or even the short-term storage fees. So yeah, that's a great option. Be able to clear those out.
You're able to automate that. You're able to liquidate. And this is part of the strategy that, as sellers that you have, part of the called the liquidation strategy. Now it's not always, you're not always liquidating products, because if you are, then you're going to be losing money. So one of the scenarios that I wanted to share with the audience is, let's say you have a very profitable item, and the profitable item you are about to sell out, right? So this is an example. I'm going to give an example where, let's say your profitable item is going to sell out, and what do you do, right? And in most cases, most sellers, if they're very profitable item, they sell out. There's three things they would do. Okay, the first thing, they're going to go out and try to buy more of that product and try to send it into Amazon as quick as they can to replenish the product. Okay, so that's the first option, right? The second option is they might make adjustment to their prices. They might increase the price so that they could get more profit and also slow down the sales before they send that product into Amazon. Because you might want to go, like, for example, going back to this the cell phone case. If I wanted to go get the cell phone case, I might not be able to get it immediately. I might have to order it from a website. I might have to order from JCPenney's, for example, or Sears, or other online stores. Or I might need to go to Walmart or Target or Kohl's to pick up more of the items. And so you might not be able to get that stock right away. So what you can do, so what you want to do is you might also want to put it on a more profit-driven rule. So this is going to help you earn more profit from those very profitable items that you're about to sell out. And then this is how you do this in the software here. You can go to when, and then in here, let's say we could go to available quantity. So this is like maybe using back to the case again, back to the cell phone case. Maybe on average you sell 30 of them per month, but now you only have less than, let's say, 5 of them. So in this specific scenario, there's several things you can do. First of all, you're going to have to go find those products to send, and that's what as sellers, that's what you're going to have to do regardless. If this is a very profitable item, if you can find more of it, it's not always the case, but it'd be great if it is, especially let's say it's a replenishable product. But then what you can do here, you can go to your price. You could actually reprice it to your max price. Yeah, that's some extreme example that you could do. Let's say you're super confident in your product, in your pricing, and this is also applicable if you're doing private label product. I have a friend who sells these eye globes. Like, it's kind of popular on these eye globes, and then so sometimes he needs to order a large shipment from Alibaba. He might be order 400, 500 units to bring them in. But there's a time, right? It takes, and now with the shipping issue, there's global shipping issue. In Shanghai right now, there's a lockdown. The ports, it's harder to get people to work at the ports due to labor shortages. So the shipment costs have all gone up by 5 times the price for the private labels, and it's delayed shipping as well. So what used to take maybe 16 days to ship from China to Los Angeles. Now it takes maybe 45 days, and even longer. And that's when you're paying premium price. And then as a private label seller, you're not going to be able to, let's say the products that you're selling for a private label is between $20 to $45. You're not going to be doing air shipping. It's just going to be too expensive. So just going back to the private label, then what you could do, you can also reset your price to your max price. So you can do that. Now, if it's for arbitrage, for retail arbitrage, for online arbitrage, then here you could also set by the buy box price. You could go by the buy box price minus or plus a certain number or a certain percentage as well. And then so you could do that by the available quantity. And then again, I like to put also another sub condition, which is the units sold. Maybe the units sold the last 7 days. Let's say for this case, you usually sell 30 of them. If you do the math, divide by 4, that's about 6.5. And let's round up to maybe, actually that's more than that, 7.5. So 7.5, and then you round up, let's say, to 8. So let's say you sold more than 8 units. Then you can set it to a specific thing. And then you could add another condition. You could add, if the available quantity in this other example, it's less than 10, then what happens, right? And then so you can do, okay, then I want to slow down my sales, that I'm going to pick one that's more focused on profit as well. So yeah, you could. It's very flexible. So it's really depending on Amazon sellers. Yeah, it's really depending on the Amazon seller.
That's awesome. So is conditional repricing available for all BQool subscribers?
Yeah, conditional repricing, conditional repricing is available for all sellers that are on the $50 and above plan. Yeah, so BQool subscribers, it starts out at $25. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, just put your pricing up. So at the $50 a month plan, that's when the conditional...
at the $50, that's where you have conditional repricing. And you get both... yeah.
Oh, can you hear us, Samuel?
Sorry, there's a little bit of lag. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's getting better now, so I'm feeling good.
No.
But
well, you're across the other side of the world,
you guys.
so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Earth to space, right? Apollo
Right.
to Earth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So at the $50 a month plan, conditional repricing on up, 50 and up.
Yeah, I'm hearing echo on my headphone here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, let's we're just about done with the show. Why don't we go ahead and we'll get the drawing started.
Yeah, let's do it.
And then we can give out that great gift you have for one of our viewers. Did you want to tell them about it, or? I'm not sure if you can hear me. Let me just pop in here. Yeah, loud and clear.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Well, we really appreciate the opportunity working together with Inventory Lab. Yeah, there's a little bit of lag, and I'm hearing myself. Yeah, so it's like that movie, right? A Beautiful Mind. I keep on hearing voices. Yeah. Yeah, but
just messaged us.
We have a special promo that we're going to give out and this is exclusive for Inventory Lab users.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to share my screen, and we'll. Do you want to tell them what the prize is?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to just restart my cam, and then I'm going to see if the lag goes away.
Okay.
Okay.
So
we should get a drum roll going.
Yeah, I should get a drum roll already.
This is a cool prize.
Yeah, very cool.
Okay, are we starting now, Samuel?
All right. So this is, can you guys hear me? Are you guys still there?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Awesome. Yeah, this is working now. Yeah. So we're going to give out 1 year subscription of the BQool $50 Repricer, which includes AI and also conditional repricing.
That's awesome.
What I shared about today. So it includes both of that. We're going to give 1 full year of that. We don't do this on the annual plan. It's $540. And then on top of that, you could also join our onboarding as well. So you'll get, full support to help you to get better performance for your business. Yeah, so we're going to give that out to one person who's not using BQool, because I know there's some BQool customers up here. Yeah, but this is for new BQool user from Inventory Lab Group. Yeah, and this is exclusive to Inventory Lab, the people who join. So yeah, I'll see what Jeff and Andrea, what you guys want to do for that.
Okay. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and run our little giveaway tool here now. So let me start the drum roll. So just running through the people that entered via the comments. Of course, the Inventory Lab is not eligible. Oh,
Okay.
see, there we go.
Nope, not eligible.
We'll do it again. Of course.
Congratulations, Jeff.
Yeah. Yeah, Andrea and I can share it. Yeah. Again, okay.
No, not again.
That was a different one too. This happens every now and then because it's there's no way to remove entries. So hopefully somebody new here. Ruth Castberg.
Ruth.
Congrats, Ruth.
Congratulations, Ruth.
Yeah, so Ruth, if you want to email support at Inventory Lab, and then we'll get some more information from Samuel on how to claim that. But just email us, and then we'll get a hold of Samuel and figure out how we're going to get that to you. But congrats.
Congratulations for winning $540 or $600 value of repricing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Help your business. Yeah, congratulations. Really happy for you.
That's a fantastic prize. So thank you, Samuel, for donating that to the stream, and thank you again for joining us and explaining. This conditional repricing sounds pretty amazing, actually, compared to what repricers used to be, and now what you guys have come up with.
Absolutely, and it's at a price point where it's affordable for everybody.
Right.
So it starts at $50. We have some competitors that they have it for 10 times the amount. But we're starting at, we want to be affordable. We want to have as many people can use it as possible. And there's a very special promo for Inventory Lab users. And this is not going to last forever. Yeah, this is something that
it's a bonus.
We are as a bonus for the people who didn't win the 1 year of Repricer. And if you're an Inventory Lab user who's not using BQool, we will do a 30-day free trial on our $100 plan. 30-day free trial, $100 plan. So that's 1,000 AI or conditional repricing listing. And that's also instant repricing for you. And this is until May 14th. So if you are an Inventory Lab user and you need to contact when you sign up, you can first sign up to BQool, and then you email support. Email support, which is at support@bqool.com. Email support, and then say that you are from Inventory Lab. Okay, from Jeff and Andrea, because of Jeff and Andrea. Yeah, so Inventory Lab. So that's a special promo only for the Inventory Lab, exclusive to the Inventory Lab users, because we really believe in this partnership.
That's great. I just love how robust BQool is. It's just so, you can just set up the perfect parameters for your, to get the buy box, to get your sales just on top of everything. Like, I love BQool, and I loved your demo. That was so amazing, Samuel.
Yeah, thanks very much for doing that.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, Andrea and Jeff, to be on the show, and then we look forward to having you on our channel as well. We will be releasing a very nice webinar we did with Jeff and Andrea very shortly, and for all the BQool users, definitely go and use Inventory Lab. Yeah, they're premium software. They're in the Marketplace Development Council. So it's very safe, very secure to use their software. You can save so much time by using Inventory Lab. So big shout out to Inventory Lab.
Thanks, Samuel. And thanks everybody for joining us. Andrea, thanks again for being here as well. And that'll be it. So we'll see you soon.
Bye,
Good night,
everyone.
everybody.